welcome back to my channel RV's Learning Point. Today we will be discussing about polynomials. You have already studied about polynomials in one variable and their degrees in your class 9. So now let's recall that the highest power of p of x, that is in any polynomial, the highest power of p of x is what we call as the degree of the polynomial. Is what we call as the degree of the polynomial. So, by following this, we have different types of polynomials. Among them, we have linear, quadratic and cubic polynomials. So, linear polynomial. See here you have x, p of x. So, you have x power 1. When you have x power 1, then this polynomial is called as the linear polynomial. Whereas coming to ax square plus bx plus c, you have x and x. So, x square and x, the highest power of p of x. So 2 and you have x power 1. So 2 is the highest and then this polynomial is called as the quadratic polynomial. Coming to cubic polynomial, you have ax cube, bx square, cx, x power 1. Now 3 is the highest among 3, 2 and 1. Therefore this polynomial we call as the cubic polynomial. So the highest power of p of x is what we call as the degree of the polynomial, and based on this we have different types of polynomials: linear, quadratic, cubic, and you also have biquadratic that we'll learn in the further classes. So you have linear, quadratic and cubic polynomials. Now let us consider this example where ax plus b, you have ax plus b and x has a degree of 1, therefore this is a linear polynomial. Now the graph of this, if y is equal to ax plus b, if y is equal to ax plus b, then the graph of this polynomial would be a straight line. This you already have learnt in your 9th standard. So if y is equal to ax plus b, then the graph would be a straight line. So how would you represent this? Now this is a Cartesian plane. The horizontal line x dash, y dash. So you have a straight line. This is the 0 of the polynomial ax plus b. This is what you have already learnt in your 9th. But now, whereas in 10th standard you have about quadratic polynomials, finding the zeros of the polynomial using the graph, you have this. You will find an upward opening or a downward opening. Now this is what we call as the parabola. This shape is called as parabola. So now you have 3 different cases with this parabolas, and the first one, case 1 is when you have the Cartesian plane, x dash, y dash, and this parabola intersects this way. Now just you can see that it intersects the x-axis at 2 points, name it as a and a dash. So now these 2 points are the zeros of the polynomial, any given polynomial if it intersects the x-axis. Always remember, only if the parabola is intersecting the x-axis, only those points are considered as the zeros of the polynomial. So now these 2 points are the zeros of the polynomial. In case 1, you have 2 zeros. In case 1, you have 2 zeros. Okay. Next, you have case 2. In case 2, again you have the Cartesian plane, x dash, y dash. Now the Cartesian plane, in this Cartesian plane, the parabola intersects this way. So you just have one point intersecting the x-axis, name it as a. So now this point is the 0 of the given polynomial, given quadratic polynomial. So here in case 2 you have only 1 0. Okay. Now coming to case 3. case 3, draw the Cartesian plane. So here, this is how the parabola has formed. So how many zeros you think you have in this polynomial? 2? No. Why? Here it has 0. There are no zeros at all. Why? Because the parabola is not touching the x-axis, and we consider that the points are the zeros of the polynomial only when it is intersecting or when it is touching the x-axis. But here it is not. So therefore, even though it is touching the y-axis, we don't consider that as the 0. And here you have no 0. No 0. Now this can also be like this. See, it is neither intersecting x or y. So if it is not intersecting the x-axis, then you have no zeros. So these are the 3 different cases in parabolas. So if the parabola is intersecting the x-axis twice, then the polynomial has 2 zeros. And if the parabola is intersecting the Cartesian plane or the x-axis once, then it has 1 0. And if the parabola is intersecting the y-axis, so there is no 0. And even if it is not touching, the main thing is if it intersects the x-axis, you will have a 0, and no, then you don't have any zeros. So this is all about parabolas and finding the zeros of the quadratic polynomial using the geometrical method or the graphical method. Now let us learn about the relationship between the zeros and coefficients of polynomials, that is the quadratic polynomials. Here let us consider alpha and beta as the zeros of this quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c. So when these two are the zeros of that quadratic polynomial, you know that x minus alpha into x minus beta will become the factors of that quadratic polynomial by the middle splitting method or the factorization method. So next, equate ax square plus bx plus c with x minus alpha into x minus beta. So when you do this, you have to add a constant. So let k be the constant. Now if you simplify, you get k of x into x, x square, x into minus beta, minus beta x, minus alpha into x, minus alpha x, minus into minus plus alpha beta. Now you can observe that x and x are common among the second and third terms. So x square minus x of alpha plus beta plus alpha beta. Now multiply this k with all these terms. What you get? Kx square minus kx of alpha plus beta plus k alpha beta. K alpha beta. Now you can see that there is a similarity in the LHS and the RHS of this equation. So here now compare the coefficients. Compare the coefficients. What are not the variables? Not the variables. The coefficients A, B, and C. So there will be a similarity between the LHS and RHS. See, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to kx square minus kx of alpha plus beta plus k alpha beta. So this was the equation which we got. Now compare the coefficients. If you compare the coefficients, you have x square, x square. So what is the coefficient of x square in the LHS? It is a, and it is k on the RHS on the right hand side. So a is equal to k. This is our first relation. Next, compare the coefficients of x. What you have x, you have b, that is equal to minus k of alpha plus beta. So this is b. Next you have c, that is equal to alpha, k alpha beta. So now you know that k is equal to a and a is equal to k. So just substitute this value in this equation. You get b is equal to minus a of alpha plus beta. Now when it is multiplication, when you bring this a this way, it becomes division. So b divided by minus a equal to alpha plus beta. Now this is written like alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a. Now alpha plus beta is alpha and beta. These two are the zeros and the addition. So sum of zeros is equal to minus b by a. Sum of zeros is equal to minus b by a. So this is our first relationship. Now moving on to the second one, c is equal to k alpha beta. C is equal to k alpha beta. Now you know k is nothing but a. Therefore c is equal to a alpha beta. When it is in multiplication, if you bring this to the left hand side, it becomes division. So therefore c by a is equal to alpha beta. Now this is written as alpha beta is equal to c by a, where this is nothing but our second relationship, that is product of zeros is equal to c by a. Simple. Now this is a very important relationship. Sum of zeros that is nothing but alpha plus beta is equal to minus b by a, and product of zeros that is nothing but alpha beta, which is equal to c by a. Now this is for the quadratic polynomials. So you already know this because you have already done this in your 9th standard. Just for recalling this division algorithm of polynomials. So divide 2x square plus 3x plus 1 by x plus 2. Now x plus 2, 2x square plus 3x plus 1. Okay, so divide that x, and you have x square. So you want x into x. See, our motto is to cancel the first term. So for this, x into x, x square. 1 into 2 is 2. 2x into x is 2x square. Plus into plus, plus 2 into 2, 4x. Now this is very important step. You have to change the sign to the opposite sign. So now 2x square plus 2x square minus 2x square gets cancelled. Now you have minus 4x plus 3x. You get minus x because 4 is greater and 4 has a symbol of minus, therefore it is minus. Minus x plus 1. Now you have x and x, so it is the same. Minus 1. Minus 1 into x is minus x. Minus into plus is minus. 2 into 1 is 2. Now again change the sign. Minus x plus x cancel. Plus 1 plus 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is the answer of this question. When you divide 2x square plus 3x plus 1, you get 3 as your remainder. Now observe, see, another trick is that if you have 2x square. So here you have square, that is 2. Therefore you have 2 terms in your quotient. If you had 3, you would have 3 terms in your quotient. If you have 4, you would have 4 terms in your quotient. Now, if you want to verify whether your answer, whether this is correct or not, follow the Euclid's division algorithm, that is 2x square plus 3x plus 1 is equal to a divisor into quotient plus remainder. A is equal to BQ plus R, correct. X plus 2 multiplied into 2x minus 1 plus 3. So now x plus 2, 2x minus 1. Now multiply 2x into x, 2x square, plus into minus, minus x, plus into plus, plus 2 2's 4x, minus 2 plus 3. So 2x square plus 4x minus x plus 3x plus 3 minus 2 plus 1. So 2x square plus 3x plus 1, 2x square. So LHS is equal to RHS. Therefore, your answer is right. Now this is another model. Just observe, find all the zeros of 2x power 4 minus 3x cube minus 3x square plus 6x minus 2. So, you have to find the zeros, all the zeros of this biquadratic polynomial. Biquadratic polynomial because it has the power 4. Therefore, it is a biquadratic polynomial. Now, you have to find the zeros of this polynomial when you know. See, they have only given that if you know that 2 of the zeros are root 2 and minus root 2. So, how did we do previously? The same thing will apply now also. By the middle splitting method, you will get that x minus root 2, x minus of minus root 2. So, this is what you will get. And now, if you simplify this, x minus root 2, x minus into minus is plus. So, x plus root 2. Now, observe this keenly. This looks like a minus b into a plus b. A minus b into a plus b, you have identity, right? That is a square minus b square. Now, you get x square minus root 2 the whole square. X square minus root 2 the whole square is nothing but x square minus square and root gets cancelled. Now you get x square minus 2. Now this becomes the g of x. G of x is nothing but the divisor. Now x square minus 2. X square minus 2. So x square minus 2, 2x power 4 minus 3x cube minus 3x square plus 6x minus 2. Okay, so now I don't have place over here, so I'll write the quotient above that. Now x square, just follow the same division method, long division method. So now you have x square and you have x power 4. So 2 and you have 4. So x square into x square, x power 4. You have to cancel the first term. So you have 1, you have 2. So 2 multiplied by 1 is 2. So 2. X square into 2x square is 2x power 4. Plus into minus, minus x square. Just observe, you have square over here. You will get 2 2's 4x square. But here you have cube, not square. So this is plus 0. Minus into plus minus 2 2's 4x square. Now change the sign. Change the sign. You get plus 2x power 4 minus 2x power 4. Now this is the same. Minus 3x cube. Now you have plus 4x square minus 3x square. That is plus x square. 4 minus 3 is 1 and you have plus. So it is plus x square plus 6x minus 2. Now observe, you have 3x cube. You have x square over here. So you have minus. So minus 3x. 3 into 1 minus 3 into 1 is minus 3. X power 1 into x square is x cube. X cube. Next you have minus into minus plus x power 1. But here you want x square. So plus 0 minus into minus plus 3 2's 6x minus 2. So let that be the same. Now change the sign, you get plus minus 3x cube plus 3x cube gets cancelled. You have same x square, so just write it as x square. Now change the sign over here as well. Plus 6x minus 6x gets cancelled and you get x square minus 2. Now observe x square minus 2, x square minus 2. So it is plus 1 because you have plus sign here, you write plus. So x square minus 1, x square into 1 is x square. Minus into plus is minus, 2 into 1 gives you 2. Now change the sign again, minus x square plus x square cancel. Plus 2 minus 2 cancel, you get the remainder as 0. So now 2x square minus 3x plus 1. So now you have 2x square minus 3x plus 1. Now follow the factorization method, that is split the middle term. Now 2 into 1. In the middle splitting method, you will have to multiply the first term and the last term. 2x square into 1 is 2x square. 2x square can be written as 2 into 1, 1 into 2. Because 2 is a prime number, you will not have anything else than that. Now 2 into 1 is 2x square. Okay, and then you have 2 plus 1, you get 3. Okay, now you can use that as 2x square minus x minus 2x plus 1. Now see, there should not be any change in the previous step if you do this. 2x square minus x minus 2x is minus 3x. You are getting back the previous step. So yes, this is correct. Now take common. You get x of 2x minus 1 of 2x minus 1. See, minus into minus is plus and minus into plus is minus. Now you got 2x minus 1, 2x minus 1 like twice, and that's why this is correct. Then you have x minus 1 and 2x minus 1. So the other two zeros are x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 1 by 2. So it's a biquadratic polynomial. So you have 4 zeros. They already have given you the first two zeros are root 2 minus root 2, and now you found that x is also equal to 1 and 1 by 2. So these are the values of x. So that's it for today's class. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubts, please ask them in the comment section. If you like this video, like, share and subscribe to my channel, RV's Learning Point.